Welcome to ShySense773. Thank you so much for checking out my content. I really do appreciate it. For those who have subscribed to my channel already, I just want to say thank you so much for subscribing. I really do appreciate you. Thank you so much for the likes, for the comments. Please continue to like and comment, share my content as well. For those that are checking out my content for the first time, I just want to say welcome in. Thank you so much for coming in and checking out my video. I would appreciate if you would like my video, go ahead and comment and then subscribe to my channel. So today's video is going to be on all of my offerings from Parfums de Marly. I have about 12 offerings from Parfums de Marly. I've honestly been a big fan for a very long time, probably from one of the first videos that I watched from Carlos from Brooklyn Fragrance Lover. I also watched a lot of videos from Redolessence, which is Steven, and then also from Cubanos. They've kind of pushed me to check out this house, and I was very, very pleased. So let me go ahead and talk about my offerings and the 12 that I have that I'm going to rank. So what I'll do is I will rank them from my least favorite to my best or my favorite. These, of course, are my opinions. I've also purchased all of these bottles, so no one gave me any of these bottles. So for my 12th fragrance in my collection that I like is going to be Hobdon. So Hobdon is this rosy, tobacco-y, slightly leathery type of fragrance that you get. I think it's almost a little bit of a play on sort of a rose oud, but it's not really a rose oud fragrance. It's, again, more of a rose, tobacco, slightly leathery type vibe. It's very airy on skin. I get about a good 7 to 8 hours of longevity with this fragrance. It's a very smooth fragrance as well. There are some fragrances from the line that can be a bit off-putting or can be extremely strong, but this one is definitely not that. It's just not my favorite. Again, that is Hobdon. So for number 11, I'm going to go with probably a fan favorite of most people, but it smells kind of plain Jane to me. This is going to be Percival. So Percival is a fragrance that is your typical blue fragrance that you would smell if you walk into a Macy's. I do like this fragrance a lot, but again, there's nothing that's wow or spectacular about it. It does have a slight sparkliness to it, but it gives me the same vibes as like a Nautica Voyager, a what's the other fragrance? Eros. It kind of feels like it's in that vibe, and then it lasts about a good 8 to 10 hours on skin. It's not a big projector for me, and I love fragrances that project very, very well. So again, at my number 11 spot, this is going to be Percival. At my number 10 spot, I'm going to go with Carlisle. So Carlisle is this beautiful, beautiful, I get this smokiness to it. There's this cherry, there's a tobacco in the back as well. So it almost gives me the same feeling as red tobacco, and that's from Mancera, or it gives me kind of the same vibe as I get from Steven from Redolessence line. The Navitus, I believe it is Virtus. It kind of smells similar to that, which again was then also compared to red tobacco. but this is higher up on the list because I don't like the opening of the fragrance. So I'm a little weird when it comes to smelling the fragrances for the first time. I absolutely love smelling the top of a fragrance. So when you smell the top, you get all of the little nuances. I smell it from the mid to the base just to see what that fragrance is actually giving me. But again, that is Carlisle at my number 10 spot. At my number 9 spot, I am going with Layton Exclusive. So Layton Exclusive is this beautiful, strong fragrance that has this medicinal quality. It's sweet. There's civet in here. It's very, very high quality, but honestly, it can be a bit off-putting, and I think you can only wear this really in colder weather. It's very polarizing, but it is a beautiful fragrance if it's wintertime. Let's say that you're outside with maybe a trench coat and you have a scarf and you're dressed up. This is absolutely amazing. I love this. When I was going to the office, I would only do one spray. So if you do wear something like this in the office, I would probably consider wearing this at one spray. But again, that is Layton Exclusive, and that's my number 9 spot. So for my number 8 spot, I'm going to go with Sedley. Sedley is gorgeous to me. This fragrance is so sexy. It has this barbershop-like quality to me where it almost smells like barber soap or barber foam. I get only about a good 6 hours, I'd say like 6 to 7 hours of longevity, and it sits very close to the skin. There are other fragrances that you can wear that do the same thing. There is Boss Bottled, I think it's Infinite. It's in a blue bottle like this, and the juice is about the same color. You're getting about the same amount of longevity, and it has that same quality to it, where you're getting the 6 to 7 hours, but it's also half the price. But there's also, what is the other one? There is the Tragedy of Lord George, which has this same quality as well, which is that barber soap type of vibe that you get. But this is absolutely gorgeous to me. I don't regret purchasing this. I spray it on me ever so often. At my number 8 spot, this is going to be Sedley. So at my number 7 spot, I'm going to go with Greenlee. So Greenlee is this beautiful apple and fizzy type of vibe. I love the way Greenlee smells. It is sweet, it's fizzy, it's playful, it's very spring-like. So I smelled this in my local Nordstrom's and I fell in love. I had to have a bottle. This is probably one of my favorite smells, but again, this one is kind of a 6-ish hours fragrance. You would have to reapply. Sits really close to the skin, and it's better for, I'd say, spring and summer days. But again, that is Greenlee. So number 6 is going to be Layton. So Layton is this beautiful fragrance that smells amazing in the air. When you first spray this, it has this medicinal quality that can be a little bit off-putting to certain people. I know that my wife thinks that this is very, very medicinal. She doesn't like it when I first spray it on, but after about 15 minutes, it's magical. This is a awesome fragrance to wear when you're out and it's a little bit cold and you're smelling it outside of a coat. This smells good again with like a pea coat, and you have a scarf on, spray this guy on. It's absolutely amazing. So again, that is Layton at my number 6 spot. So down to my final 5. So for my number 5 spot, I'm going to go with Washon. Washon is this beautiful, spicy apple pie type of vibe that I get. It is autumn in a bottle. So you know how you get a lot of fragrances like Angel Share that have like that cinnamon vibe, and then it has nutmeg, and it has all of these different qualities that makes you think of autumn. That is this in a bottle. This has gotten me so many compliments, if that's what you're looking for. So I've gotten many compliments when I would go to work. This is probably one of my most complimented fragrances. I'm always asked whenever I was in the elevator, hey, what is that fragrance? You smell absolutely phenomenal. And that is Washon. So that's my number 5. At my number 4 spot, I'm going to go with Kaylan. So Kaylan has this almondy vibe that is kind of medicinal in a sense. It gives me a little bit of the same vibe that you get from Effing Fabulous from Tom Ford. So I believe that's that almond vibe that's in there that kind of makes me correlate the two. But this can be a little bit off-putting to some people, but I love the freshness. It has this fizziness to the fragrance. It has this fizziness to the fragrance. It is so bright to me. I wore this actually today as my scent of the day, and I went to go pick up food, and I was wearing a mask, and this other lady was wearing a mask, and when she walked out to bring me my food, she said, "Oh my gosh, you smell so good. What is that? Because I could smell you as soon as I walked through the door." And I said, "It's Kaylan from Parfums de Marly." And she said, "Well, you smell amazing." So again, that is my number 4. Now we're down to my number 3. So for my number 3 spot, this was very, very difficult. This is going to be Pegasus. So Pegasus is this almond vanilla type of fragrance that is so beautiful. I believe that it has heliotrope. So you get this, it's almost like a gasoline type of quality. I know that sounds very off-putting, but honestly, on skin, for me, this is one of my favorite fragrances to smell. You get this powdery vibe to it slightly on my skin, and I get such a projection and longevity from this. And this is an older bottle for me, but I get about a good 14 hours with this fragrance. It stays on my clothes for a very long time. I only need about a good 2 to 3 sprays, if that. I'm probably choking people out at 3 sprays, but again, at my number 3 spot, that's Pegasus. So number 2 is going to be one of my favorites from the line, and that is Harrod. So Harrod is this beautiful, airy tobacco vibe that almost smells a little bit like the bottom of a makeup purse. Of a woman's makeup purse. So I know my mom used to have a makeup purse, and she would always pull it out, and I would smell it sometimes. Like, you know, you're going to the bathroom and you walk into the bathroom and you're like, "Oh, it smells kind of nice." And it was this fragrance that reminds me so much of that. But it's super airy. It has this slight sweet quality, but it's not sweet. Too sweet. It is very tobacco and powder like. I get about a good 8 hours on my skin, It's more of a sillage beast instead of a projection beast because I kind of lose it. So I believe that there's ISOE Super in this. But again, that is Harrod at my number 2 spot. So at my number 1 spot, I'm going to go with Pegasus Exclusive. So Pegasus Exclusive is definitely like the big brother or the father to Pegasus. I think what they did with this fragrance is they mixed Layton with Layton Exclusive and then added Pegasus together, and that's what you get here. So there's this civet quality, there is this darkness to it. It's very full body, full rounded. That heliotrope that you smell in the top, like that gasoline vibe, kind of goes away, and you get a better smelling fragrance, I think. It doesn't project as much as the regular Pegasus, but I get about a good, I'd say like 9 to 10 hours, which is perfect for a fragrance. I think anything between the 8 to 10 hours mark is a very, very good fragrance for the price. But again, that is Pegasus Exclusive at my number 1 spot. So I want to say thank you so much for checking out my video. I really do appreciate it. If you can comment down below, I would love to know what your favorite Parfums de Marly fragrances are from the line, or if you've ever tried it before, if you've ever been afraid to try it. Hopefully this video will help you out. So with that, I just want to say thank you so much again, and have a blessed day.